I am a huge horror fan. I am pretty sure and I'm highly aware that no one is actually going to watch this video because I'm a nobody talking about horror movies, but I'm going to make it anyways because why not? You know, why not? Alright, so this video is going to be about 2000s underrated horror that a lot of people will probably disagree with me on. And if you do disagree, that's fine. Just comment down below. I won't cry or anything. But let me know what you think and what your underrated horror movies are of the 2000s. So starting off is Dog Soldiers. It was released in 2002 and has an R rating. It is about a routine military exercise that turns into a nightmare in the Scotland wilderness when the men are rescued by a zoologist who identifies what hunts them as werewolves. Without transport or communications, the group is forced to retreat to a farmhouse to wait for the full moon to disappear at dawn. Now, I'm completely biased when it comes to this because it's one of my all-time favorite movies that I watched with my mom when I was younger. So my rating is probably because of the memories that it holds for me. It is 2002, so it honestly feels like it was made way prior to 2002, but it has some comedic moments in it, and I just think it's a well-rounded movie. It does seem a little outdated even for when it was released, but I think you should give it a try. I don't hear people talk about it enough, and it's honestly a really fun time to watch. And there's a twist that you might see coming, you might not, but it's still a good movie all around. Next is Shaun of the Dead. Came out in 2004 and it's rated R. This movie is a comedy horror, and there's a pattern for me apparently, but it's really good. I don't hear really anyone talk about it. Even a lot of the horror channels that I watch on YouTube, it kind of flies under the radar, but I think it's worth talking about. It's one of my favorites. And it follows Sean, who is a 30-something loser with a dull, easy existence. When he's not working at the electronics store, he lives with his slovenly best friend Ed in a small flat on the outskirts of London. The only unpredictable element in his life is his girlfriend Liz, who wishes desperately for Sean to grow up and be a man. When the town is inexplicably overrun with zombies, Sean must rise to the occasion and protect both Liz and his mother. The zombies in this movie are the best zombies to have in an apocalypse. I would rather take these zombies over, say, Resident Evil zombies. I love Shaun of the Dead zombies. So that's what I would want if there was a zombie apocalypse. If you've seen the movie, you know why. But it is one of my favorite zombie movies. It used to scare me when I was little because I watched it as a kid, but now it's just something I can throw on and just lay back and relax and enjoy. It's top tier. I may be biased for saying that because, again, it's something I loved as a child, but there's a lot of gore in it, and the gore and the comedy just go together so well, and it's just such a good movie, and I will always recommend Shaun of the Dead. The next movie that I'm recommending is Shudder from 2004. It's unrated, and it's a Thai movie. There is a American remake, but I would highly recommend the Thai version. If you can't access it, then I think the American version is just fine, but I would really recommend watching the Thai version. So Shudder is about a young photographer and his girlfriend who discover mysterious shadows in their photographs after a tragic accident. They soon learn that you cannot escape your past. So there are so many like twists and turns and like who done it type moments in this movie, and I love the premise of it. I love that, well, I can't say too much so I don't want to spoil it. I would just say if you like complete shocking moments in movies where you're like, oh my gosh, I did not see that coming, Shudder. The next one on my list is The Exorcism of Emily Rose from 2005. It is rated PG-13, which I'm surprised by because, quite frankly, that movie scared the crap out of me. Possessions don't scare me that much, but what this girl went through is frightening. So, The Exorcism of Emily Rose is about a reverend who is prosecuted for the wrongful death of a girl thought to be demonically possessed because he administered the church-sanctioned exorcism that ultimately killed her. Now, it's really cool to see the possession aspect along with the, implication going through being blamed and imprisoned for a young girl's death that has demonic ties to it. It's not something you see as often. I think it's becoming more popular, but during that decade, I don't think you saw a lot of that, so I would highly recommend it. Again, it scared the crap out of me, and movies don't typically scare me, so I would definitely recommend it, but maybe don't watch it alone. Or do. If you want to do that to yourself, then go for it. The next movie is 30 Days of Night. It came out in 2007. It has an R rating. I guess I tend to gravitate towards R-rated movies. I don't know why. But this is a movie about a small Alaskan town which experiences a solid month of darkness every year. Though most of the residents head south for the winter, some townspeople remain behind. However, those that stay regret their decision when one year, hungry vampires descend on the town to feed. A dwindling band of survivors must try to last until dawn breaks over the month-long twilight. I know what you're thinking. Vampires? Really? Yes. Yes, because the thing is, these vampires are not your normal run-of-the-mill vampires. These vampires are bloodthirsty. I know that vampires are bloodthirsty. We all know that. So, these vampires are just extra bloodthirsty. And will rip you apart. They ain't no Edward Cullen. They are terrifying. And I've never been afraid of vampires until I watched this movie. And I was scared. I had nightmares, I'm not gonna lie. So this is a very, very successful movie in the fact that its ability to scare the crap out of you is on point. So I would highly recommend this movie. If you live somewhere where it's dark all the time, even better time to watch it, right? But I think this movie has such a good amount of scares, and it's just the way that these people have to try to survive without any light, and like the light is the only thing that's going to save them. You're just rooting for these people until the very end. I think the ending, I can't complain, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I think the ending was perfect. A lot of people might not agree, but I liked it a lot. All right, now lastly, I have a little add-on, a little bonus, if you will. It's a TV show. It is a thriller and mystery horror type TV show called Harper's Island. It came out in 2009. It is a miniseries that never got renewed for a season 2, but I really wish it would have because it is such a good show. And I own the TV series on my computer. I bought the entire season because I love it that much. 7 years after a series of murders claimed the lives of her mother and 5 others, Abby Mills returns to her hometown of Harper's Island to attend the wedding of her best friend. There's no happily ever after, though, as a serial killer begins picking off family members and friends one by one in this serialized horror drama series that some have described as Scream meets 10 Little Indians. So it is one of the most amazing series. Honestly, I don't think it gets enough spotlight, and I highly recommend you watch this. There are some like cheesy 2000s moments and some bad CGI, but other than that, it's really good. And I think that the way that these people die are really creative. Not all of them, but a lot of these deaths are creative, and most of them are gory. And I think that this show has so much to offer, especially since it's a whodunit. You just don't know who the killer is, and all these people keep getting picked off one by one. So there's a lot of twists and turns, and everyone seems like a suspect. Everyone seems like a suspect, but it'll like just reach out and pull you in. It is an amazing TV show, and I highly recommend, out of everything on this list, to watch that.
Can you hear my